What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Good afternoon, everybody. Y'all know what it is in the Slime We Trust news. Mr. One Shot, One Take, back with another update for y'all. How's everybody doing today? Let me make sure the chat's open for everybody. YouTube just sent out the notification. All right, right on point today. Hit that like button when y'all come in. Make sure y'all subscribe. So it's official, like a ref with a whistle. D4VD, aka David, is now a suspect in the Celeste Rivas case. Which, you know, let's not all finally they stopped beating around the bush. All the evidence that was out, receipts, screenshots, pictures allegedly with this girl. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention the private investigator, Steve Fisher, whatever his name is, said that he even obtained footage from the house after the police raid where he seen the last person that dropped the car off up the street. And then he slipped up, said went on tour right after, like nothing. They jumped right on a tour bus right after, like nothing. So is all that pressure really what it takes for the police or for them to expose somebody in the industry allegedly with underage girls? Y'all know what I'm saying? It took all that pressure to be put on this dude. Pictures released with this guy and this girl, you know what I mean? So much BS. The family even said that, I'm gonna show y'all some pictures, how the mother even said that she was with a guy named David. Come on now. And I also want to add real quick before we stop. Say I let somebody use my car. My car's registered, insured to me, even if it's just insured to me. That person gets into a hit and run and speeds off and just goes somewhere. You know whose house they gonna come to? If that person writes down that plate, tells the police, "Oh, this car's registered to me," they coming to my house. It's insured to me. They coming to my house. Now I'm being charged with that hit and run. So from day one, it does not make sense how this girl's allegedly found chopped in this guy's trunk, and he's not a suspect till now. Ridiculous. Let me show y'all some pictures I got here that makes this all even more disturbing after finding out that he's a suspect. Check this out. We're gonna mess around with this green screen. Alright, let's see. This guy's very diabolical. Y'all remember this? So I'm looking at this picture now. Put my face away. After finding out, he's a suspect. I'm just trying to. Oh, there we go. Now, as you see, he's with Neo on the right. I'm gonna have to zoom out a little. But the girl's face in this picture, she looks so dang young. It's ridiculous, y'all. Such a young girl. Like, if you can see her on the left side, she's about 11 years old in that picture. And it says on the bottom, allegedly, that's when they met, 11 years old. And I believe that was on Discord and Roblox. So this guy, see, it says it right there, photo of David with one of Celeste's wigs. That's insane, y'all. So my question is, there's also another suspect. This just isn't David on the case. Now, as you see, he's got his head on Neo in a very suspect way. I don't really take selfies with my boys. Let me lay on your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if allegedly this man could be the one of the other suspects. Maybe a lover, allegedly. Who knows? What y'all think, chat? Then Celeste loves her I love kitty stuff, right? This guy's really gonna put on some I love kitty clothing, and all these pictures was after she was missing and nobody's seen her for months. So he's got a Hello Kitty sweater and a Hello Kitty, keychain, and it says in the caption, "Since when do grown men wear Hello Kitty?" I'm not gonna lie, it is a little weird. Here's another a zoomed out pic. Very disturbing to know this guy is now a suspect who should have been a suspect all along when the body was found not in Joe's trunk, not in Mike's trunk, but D4VD's trunk. Period. Not to mention all this other evidence that was already out there floating around. Shout out to the people on Reddit that got this and others. But Discord messages, screenshots, video pictures, and soon I'm gonna do a live on my PC so I can show y'all what I really want to show y'all. You know what I'm saying? Oops. What's going on, Tracy? How you doing? Didn't I make a video 2 months ago? What? About 2 days after she was found in the trunk. She was found, 5, 6 days after her birthday, which is another coincidence. I wonder if somebody, maybe one of the suspects or somebody that had a grudge and knew what was going on, called and made that alleged doxing call to David's house and said somebody was in there being hurt, just to get all this started around this time. You know what I mean? Because that's a coincidence. A lot of things being released and found near her birthday, I noticed as well. When was it? September something, her birthday? He's releasing albums then, songs, all types of crap. Nice, Tracy. Good morning. God bless. Yeah, we just talking about him now that he's official a suspect. And I've been saying this for 2 months ago. I pretty much had no doubt in my heart about it. Like I was saying earlier, like if somebody got to a hit and run in my car, it's insured to me, and he gets away, the cops are coming after me when they read that license plate. But for that, it's all right. But for a body in the trunk, no, makes no dang sense. It's like we needed all this pressure from the private investigator to come out, say what he's seen from the footage in the house that he's seen who dropped the car up the street. You know what I'm saying? All this pressure from these screenshots and people on the internet just to do the right thing. You know what I mean? Get somebody to speak up about an 11-year-old. He met her when she was 11 years old, allegedly. Let me show y'all the picture. 11 years old, allegedly. Yeah, I'm still getting used to this stuff, gang. Hold on. Right here, right. So this is the picture right here when she was 11 years old. I screenshotted a little too close. But if you could see, look at how young she is in the face. See how she looks like she's 10 years old. Am I lying? Oh my God. When I seen this picture, I had to go live. And then this is just, I guess, obviously two different times. You know what I mean? But obviously he's mimicking her with the blue wig. You know what I'm saying? It's just diabolic. You know what I'm saying? What's the point of that? And he does it again with the Hello Kitty. Now, I'm questioning because they're saying there's another suspect, right, guys? Now, since there's another suspect, I'm looking at this guy Neo to the right of him, who's in mostly every picture with him, who he's laying his head on this guy's shoulder. I don't take selfies with my friends laying my heads on their shoulders, you know what I mean? Something you would do with your significant other or something. Could have been a love triangle. Could have been something like that, allegedly. They're saying there's more than one suspect. More than one suspect. And a big clue is that dude Steve Fisher. And like I said, it's like he had to put all this pressure for them to come out and make him a suspect. But what he said was, I seen the last person to drive the car up the street and park it up from David's house. And then he said he slipped up, jumped on the tour bus and left right after. Now, shout out to Reddit and everybody that did the research and went back, checked his Instagram around that day when he had his tour. That people checked the dates and everything. Right when he hopped on the tour bus that came and picked him up at his house and he left, they seen who he jumped on the bus with, Neo, and it was another girl. So Neo could definitely be one of those suspects. A lot of weird pictures with him and Neo that not only that I've pointed out. What do y'all think, Jack? But yeah, so with Steve, the private investigator, Steve saying that, and then I'm checking the pictures where he was on a tour bus with Neo and one other girl. Now I'm sure the manager could have been there too, probably, but I didn't see him. Exactly, that's what a lot of people are saying, Tracy. Now I broke down this video yesterday. 1 second, light my vape. So I broke down this video. Then right before I break down this video, I'm gonna show you. Let's not forget the Hello Kitty. Look who's behind him again. Like why every time he's referencing um Celeste with the Hello Kitty sweater, he got a Hello Kitty keychain. Come on, he got that from Celeste. She ran away with Hello Kitty slippers. That was her thing. And a Gap sweater. Why is Neo standing right behind him again? And then the other one, he's laying on his shoulder. Look, Hello Kitty cup. Hello Kitty shirt again. What's it say? IYE. I don't know what he's saying. IE. I. But here's the picture with Celeste, guys. Y'all know in the Slime We Trust news. They don't call me that for nothing. I'm a man of receipts. What was she last seen wearing? Gray pants. How do I pull out the marker in this bit? I forgot I can use the marker, right? Nah. I could, but I gotta find it. Alright, so y'all see right there, last seen wearing gray pants and a black sweater and a hat and Hello Kitty sandals. Bow. Alright, so let me show y'all what I was gonna what I broke down yesterday, Tracy. His album. Have you seen his album cover? So this is D4VD's album cover. He's saying it's gonna be out September 19th. His latest album. It's a deluxe to the Withered album. You know what Withered means, right? Well, he made the album Withered, and then he made, people do deluxe, like another copy in the case with extra songs. He made a deluxe, and he called it marcescence. If you Google marcescence, that is when something dies and you hold on to it. So like a dead leaf, you hold on to a dead leaf or something, it's called marcescence. So this man says right here, out September 19th, let me take my head out. And he's even telling you the name of the deluxe is gonna be called marcescence. Is that not wild? Let me see if I can find a better screenshot. Hold on. So he's right here. So he's telling you, look, guys. See, they don't call me in the slime we trust news for nothing. Read what, and this is his own post. Read his caption. Withered Deluxe. You know what withered is, right? A rose that's nice and healthy, growing fine. When it starts to die, it withers. It croaks over and it's dead. That's withered. Now all of a sudden he's adding bonus songs and calling it Marcenses, which is when you hold on to something that's gone, already dead. Does that sound like familiar? Withered Deluxe, Marcenses, out September 19th. Every song written exclusive by me on my phone, baby. This is a passionate project. I'm sure it is. But I put together to make sure I don't lose the raw emotional weight my music carries. Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of emotional weight you carrying. And how much it means to you all. Thank you all to the friends who collaborated with me. What's crazy to me is how he's just documenting all this stuff for them to use against him in court and with the jury. He's gonna be cooked. But this is the new album cover, Tracy. What do you notice out of it? Let me take my big head out the screen. So as you look close to the picture, David's all the way up front and he has his hands in his pockets, right or wrong. Now they say when you got your hands in your pocket, it usually means like you didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Your hands are in your pocket. Whatever happened was not you. Now we look behind David. Now it looks like there's a person all the way in the back that allegedly looks exactly like, resembles Celeste to me. You see her, she's got her hand all the way up, her left hand, and she's throwing up the peace sign. So look at the last person in the back. It resembles Celeste allegedly to me. She's got her hand up like this, throwing up the peace sign. Now her shoulder right here is cut off and it's hanging by a thread allegedly in the picture. And where she's saying peace on her finger, if you zoom in, it's it's crossed out right here and written in black, like the tattoo she had on her finger that she was identified by in the trunk allegedly was her tattoo. And it also says David on it. But y'all zoom in, y'all do what y'all got. She's holding up peace. Her shoulders literally hanging on by a thread. Yup, while he's looking innocent. Let me give y'all a little some close looks. And look at her with the pigtails. Who does a girl with pigtails remind you of? Look, Withered Deluxe, Marcescence. She's even got pigtails in the picture, chat. So this girl that's in the back following a Tommy, and it looks like somebody else. I believe it's the other suspect that was involved. And then a Tommy in the front. The person he made up that it's his split personality, who's evil, that commits crimes. And what's he do? He solves the crimes. So you know what I just came to the conclusion of? I believe this dude, Tommy, is in this picture, and he only comes out like we seen him in Romantic Homicide when they was putting the girl in the trunk. when he's committing a crime. So in romantic homicide video, allegedly he's putting the body in the trunk, which goddamn, that's a mouthful right there. And then a Tommy's right there with the blindfold, right? He told us a Tommy is somebody who's his split personality that he made up, who's evil and does crimes, and he solves them. So in that romantic homicide, when they was putting that alleged body in the trunk, woman's body, and Ed Tommy was right there, was he there because they was committing that crime? Same thing with this picture right here, this album cover. So that's the vibe I'm getting from it. That them three people just committed a crime in the back. That's why they all giggity. They're skipping. David's up front like he didn't do nothing with his hands in his pocket. Take a good look at it, chat. Yeah, that's the bot, Tracy. That's my bot. Let me zoom in. So you know what I seen somebody else mention? That the piece could mean. So you see a Tommy right there, Tracy? That's a Tommy with the blindfold on. So I haven't heard anybody bring this up. But I think a Tommy's in the album cover. Not because that's his evil split personality, but because a crime may have been committed right at this location. Because he's big on the symbolism. And that's why this is the album cover. That's why the girl's arm is cut off. Look at Tommy's arms cut off too. Let me point that out also. I don't understand what's the point of that. But look at Tommy. You see his hand? It's cut off too. Now, I don't know if because David, he got his hands in his pocket. Maybe Tommy was getting his hands dirty. So that's, I don't know. A clue? I don't know. I'm just putting that out there. But Tommy has his hand cut off. Now look in the back where the person that resembles Celeste is at. Let me pull it up. All right, so in the back, the person that resembles Celeste, tattoo on her finger, which is crazy because we all know the real Celeste had David on her finger. Another damn freaking clue from the gods. You know what I'm saying? She literally got David written on her finger. But anyways, and he, if you zoom in on this picture, you could see that he literally just crossed that finger out. And also the peace, I seen somebody mention, is does that mean rest in peace? That one made me think that might be some symbolism right there he was trying to add. So was she throwing up the peace as in rest in peace? And then you can also see the tattoo on her finger as she doing it. So like it's the details. He's big on the little details. You know what I'm saying? Yes, exactly. That's what I also said. I'm like, is this also even maybe that trip he took to, where was it? St. Barbara or whatever, in the middle of the night? And in California or wherever, when you go somewhere, it's not just 20 minutes away, 10 minutes away from the traffic and everybody that drives. You're going to take an hour, 2 hours to get there. So you're not going to go there just for sightseeing or something like that. But yeah, y'all. So I see her throwing up the peace. What I'm getting out of it, maybe rest in peace. Her hair, one of her fingers is definitely all red. Which I'm getting out of it is the tattoo that said David in red, correct? She has a skirt on, which tells me that's a female. She also has the number 10 written on her shirt. I haven't figured out what that means yet. But if you zoom in, there's 10 written on her shirt. Maybe it's like a jersey, like part of the team or something. I do not know. Now, the middle person, guys, let's talk about the person in the middle. I think that may be the second suspect, aka allegedly maybe the lover. the second lover. What do y'all think about that? And he's over there with a Tommy who's actually really David when he's in his alter ego, his evil side. So that's the evil David allegedly. The other suspect that helped him, maybe his lover, and then allegedly Celeste right behind them, with the only one with their hands high in the sky with two fingers out. Come on, that gotta mean something. She's saying peace out to somebody, peace out to us, maybe rest in peace. Oh, nice, yup. Or representing a month. You're right. So the month I kept getting, that would be like February or something. Or maybe 11 or something. Or 2. But I think something happened to her, and I seen a couple others on Reddit come to the conclusion that something might have happened to her around January 25th to February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. And that can also coerce with him, allegedly loving somebody else too, and then finding out and wanting to, stop it before Valentine's. Who knows? Or before it got even more out of hand. But why I said January 25 is because if you go watch the romantic homicide video, and we all know how he likes to leave symbolism and clues in his videos. The romantic homicide video is the one he's putting the body in the trunk, and a Tommy's right there watching him. Like I said, I think a Tommy's around when he's committing the crimes, and that's why he's on the op cover. But before he does that in the trunk, they show him going into the store to get the items to tie her up or whatever they did to her. Think I can't say too much on here. And when they go into the store, first thing you notice is a date up top, January 25th, 2025. And I don't know why he used that date, but I'm gonna say it's tied to something knowing him. But January 25th. And y'all can go watch that video right now, the romantic homicide video that's blowing up, where he literally allegedly puts somebody in his trunk with a Tommy right there, and you'll see that he goes into the store, get the supplies. You see January 25th, 2025, a bunch of times. The whole time he's in the store and a few other parts. But yeah, it's crazy. Now that he's a suspect, it just makes all this stuff even more diabolical. So that means them Discord screenshots were true. You know what I mean? All them videos, they're real. Or that girl saying, oh, you like our kids. And then, oh, delete everything. Delete everything. And then we gonna act like he didn't say that, like she didn't say that to him. Come on now. Or how about this picture where he's what looks like a 10-year-old girl. Look at her face. And he's wearing the same exact wig, like she left the wig at his house. Or it was his wig she was using. Look, that the exact same bangs, hair length, everything looks like the same damn wig. And he's laying on Neo's shoulder like he's Celeste. This guy's. And what's crazy is, why would you pray on somebody this young? Look, this is around when he first met her, that face. 11 when she was on Roblox. Discord, she made an account. Crazy. You a rapper, you probably had so many options. And then, all the people behind you that's trying to cover this up for whatever reason is disgusting. And I'm noticing that how they took their time to go after this dude with all this evidence and proof out there. And shit, it was his car the body was found in, allegedly. Now let that be, one of these rappers with drugs or a little fight or something. And they're gonna have warrants. They're gonna be locked up the first day. And this is one of the worst shit you can do and you can be, is a groomer. You know what I'm saying? I know, and then him mocking her on top of it is just even more demonic and diabolical, isn't it? Like, how can you do that to somebody and then wear her wig after, allegedly? You know what I mean? Wear her Hello Kitty stuff because you know she likes Hello Kitty. You made a song called Celeste. Like, come on, let's not play stupid here. That song gotta be the one person. It's crazy, y'all. But as the days go on, a lot more shit's gonna be getting revealed. You know what I mean? They're gonna keep applying more pressure to him. They're already listing him as a suspect. I'm gonna find out who the other suspect is soon, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna update y'all. I'm hearing it's another girl. I'm thinking it's allegedly maybe Neo, one of the other managers. But I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Thank you for tuning in, Tracy, everybody, all the slimes in attendance. Let me go shovel my car. Snowed like crazy last night. Yes, yes, yes. It's nice to have you in the live, Tracy, and I'll see you soon, hon.